Hi guys. I know it's been a while. Like a long while. Um, but I guess I just came on today just to let you know about something that happened to me today. Um, I do want to get back in the swing of things and get back on and talk to you guys. I know I promised you some different stories and never came through yet with those, but something happened today that just told me that I really needed to get back on and just kind of spread the word. Not just for me, but for anyone who is like me, anyone who is wheelchair bound, anyone who drives a handicapped van or a handicapped car, because the cars can have ramps in them and stuff like that now too. So I was at Starbucks. I had a doctor's appointment in Charlotte today, and I worked a little bit. I went around and honored working women and got to meet some cool ladies. And I stopped by Starbucks, and I was just going to work in that area at the different restaurants and shops and things like that. And of course, it was one of those days where every time you get out of the car, it's beautiful, no rain, no nothing. And then when you get back in the car to drive, or when you're in the car driving, it's beautiful, no rain, no nothing. But when you go to get out of the car, it starts raining again, right? So I thought, well, I've already got my ramp down. I'm at least going to go in and get me a coffee before I head home, because I'd given up by that point. So I got out of the car, closed it up because, of course, it was raining. So I closed the ramp up, made sure it's shut. I went inside, got my coffee, talked to some of the ladies in there. And when I had my coffee in my hand and I was looking out the window, I was parked right at the window. I went ahead and opened up the ramp. That way it would have time to come back down and I would be able just to get in case it was still raining, right? Because it wasn't really pouring down rain. You could just see it drizzling every once in a while. But it was still too much for an electric chair to be outside. So I opened up the car and started on my way out, and I look, and there is a brand spanking new black Nissan right not only in the ramp access area, which is considered the passenger loading zone. If it looks like a fire lane or has lines all over it, folks, that's not a parking place. I mean, I'm just being real with you. So my ramp is down. Not only is he parked there, but that is the ramp access area. So the guy comes in and he works at Nissan because he's got his little tag. And I looked at him, I said, I really hope that you didn't just run over my ramp. And he said, what? I said, that's my car that you parked beside of in the not parking place that you just parked in. So I hope that whoever's driving that car did not just run over my ramp. So I go out the door and I'm sitting there and I'm looking. Dude's got his windows up, both of them. And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, hey, trying to get him to notice me. And he's on his phone doing something. And never did notice me. My ramp is still down and it's underneath this car. Like I can't do anything about it. If I lift it up, then there's a possibility that it'll be broken. If he runs over it, there's a possibility it'll be broken. People just don't pay attention anymore. Thank God that the manager happened to be out there. I had no idea who he was. I didn't even know. All I knew is that he was this cute young dude, and he was like, let me see if I can help you with something. So he goes over to the guy's window, knocks on the door, and knocks on the window, and the guy rolls his window down. He was like, I think you just rolled over her ramp. Let me show you how to get out. So he was telling him how to maneuver to get out so he didn't run over my car. And another guy that pulled in a white truck, he was an older gentleman and he was going in and he was also in a handicapped spot. And he was like, you parked, in a spot that wasn't even a designated handicapped spot. Well, it didn't even matter because the guy didn't have a tag. They were driving a brand new car, test driving it, and came to pick up a mobile order. I mean, I saw the order while I was sitting in there. So anyway, long story short, it happens. I mean, it happens to me more times than I can count. Dude, watch where you are parking. Just like people don't watch for people on motorcycles. I mean, people are on motorcycles are hit every day and they're dying all the time. My husband has a motorcycle. Watch where you are going. Get off of the phone long enough. Take time. Nobody's privileged. There's not white privilege, black privilege, Chinese privilege, Mexican privilege. There's none of that. Nobody is privileged enough to where we need to break the law. Pay attention to what you're doing. Have care for other people and their things. And stop being in such a hurry to get somewhere that you just feel like you need to just throw yourself in whatever. There were 6 parking spaces, y'all. Did you hear me? Did you hear me right? 6 parking spaces. 6 of them. 6 of them. Just none of them were close enough, apparently. I mean, does that make sense to you? 6 parking spaces. None of them were close enough to the door to let his buddy out to go in and get a mobile order that was already made and already paid for. That took him 30 seconds. By the time I was getting in my car, his buddy was coming out the door with the order, if that tells you how fast. I mean, don't be in such a hurry that you don't pay attention to your surroundings and what is happening around you or what is already done around you, or to the point where you feel like you're privileged enough or what have you to run over something or to park somewhere you shouldn't or to hit a motorcycle or whatever the situation is. We have a lot of stupid going on in our world right now. And I think it probably has always gone on. But we're like way overpopulated. So guess what that means? Stupid is running rampant and it is way overpopulated. Like, it's ridiculous. Pay attention to what you're doing. Respect other people. Respect what the laws are. And everybody will get along just fine. That's all I have to say. Needless to say, thank God. Fortunately, my ramp is still intact. It went up just fine. Had no issues. But what if it wouldn't have? Who would have been at fault? Me because I put it down too quickly? Or him because he ran over it? And I'm just going to tell you, for all you who say call the police, they don't care. That's paperwork that they have to do that takes longer than what they'll spend out there. And this is just me being real. I've called the police. They don't come. They don't come. So have respect for other people's things. Have respect for where you're going. I know I've said that. I feel like a broken record right now. But I think somebody needs to hear to have respect. These were 30-year-old men at least. At least. These were not ex-gen. These were 30-year-old men. These were not fresh out of high school just into college or last week before high school break. I mean, men. These were men who knew better, but just thought they were privileged or privy to that access, and it's wrong. It's wrong. Hope you guys have a great day. I hope you take into consideration what I've said. I know this video is too long. I'm sorry. But I just had to get that off my heart. I'll see you guys again soon. Talk to you later.